In this video, I'm going to share with you how to avoid a blood sugar roller coaster. So when we eat foods that are highly processed, filled with sugar, or filled with refined carbs, things like white flour, even enriched wheat flour, a lot of packaged foods, processed foods, we get this huge surge in our blood sugar. So we eat the carbs, eat the refined sugar, huge blood sugar spike. That's toxic to the body. So the body produces a hormone called insulin to take the sugar from the blood and deliver it to our cells. Okay, well, when we get these huge surges of blood sugar, we get a huge surge of insulin. And then we don't just bring our blood sugar back down to balance, we bring it way down to the bottom of the roller coaster. So we get a huge surge and then a crash. And what do we feel in the bottom of that roller coaster? Irritable, shaky, cranky, tired, foggy. And what do we crave more of? Sugar or caffeine for a quick burst of energy. So a lot of times we end up we're craving sugar, so we reach for more of these refined carbs or sugar or processed food. We spike our blood sugar back to the top of that roller coaster. And then what happens? Crash. So we're on this blood sugar roller coaster all day long, crashing and craving. This is causing a lot of times moodiness, anxiety, depression, low states, and relentless cravings. You know, so many people, I know for myself, had such bad nighttime cravings, and I didn't realize it was because of what I ate for breakfast that put me on this cycle. And then at night, I'm like dying for carbs and sugar. And so you can get yourself off of this, which is so awesome, because if you want to stabilize your mood, if you want to lose weight, one of the first steps is by balancing your blood sugar. And so how to do that? Number one, watch what you are consuming. How much sugar are you consuming? Especially in the morning, if you can check, you may think you're doing well with like a glass of orange juice. A glass of orange juice has about 24 grams of sugar in it, which is, from the American Heart Association, already like the daily limit for a woman for the whole day. And so even though it's orange juice, it's concentrated down. They've stripped the fiber out and they've juiced the fruit, and it's concentrated the sugar. And that's almost as much as a same amount of Coca-Cola. And so to be really mindful of that, and it's not to demonize sugar or to demonize carbs, but to know how much you're consuming to help regulate your blood sugar. And we all have a different amount that we can tolerate. You know, if you're a marathon runner and you're doing a ton of exercising, or you have a lot of muscle, you can take on a lot more sugar and carbs. But if you are somebody who's overweight, insulin resistant, maybe diabetic, pre-diabetic, you may have a lower tolerance and threshold for your carbohydrate intake. And so it's just learning where you're at right now and how to balance your blood sugar. So number one, be aware, how much sugar are you consuming? How many carbs are you consuming per day? And as I mentioned, for breakfast, a lot of like carby convenient breakfasts are things like bagels, muffins, donuts, and they are like instantly on that roller coaster. So if you can focus on getting a high protein breakfast, things like eggs, things like even Adel's sausages. These are chicken and apple sausages they have at Costco. Applegate has sausages. Things like, even I think I kind of got rid of the breakfast context and focus on like meal one, meal two, meal three. I'll eat burger patties in the morning. I'll eat with some like veggies. I'll do like a crock pot chicken and eat that in the morning. And it may sound really weird until you start doing it and kind of getting out of that breakfast need for food. But something really easy to go to is like egg muffins. You can make a ton for the whole week. Or if you are more of someone who likes more like sweeter things in the morning, things like grainless granola, or a unsweetened coconut milk yogurt with some grainless granola could be a good option for you. Or just really watching the ingredients and pairing things with protein. So if you are gonna have something a little bit carbier for breakfast, add some protein in there to help balance your blood sugar. Or if you're eating a lot of carbs, add fiber to help slow down the absorption of that too. So number one, watch your amount of sugar in your carb intake. The second tip I've already preluded to, which is adding the protein. Focus on adding more protein to your plate, getting healthy fats to stay satiated. Healthy fats are things like olive oil, avocados, olives, fatty, like wild-caught fatty fish, the fat that's in grass-fed meat. And a lot of times these have been demonized by the culture of that fat is bad, but some fats are bad, are unhealthy. I shouldn't say bad, but are not the best for you. And there are a lot of healthy fats that help you feel satiated, that don't spike your blood sugar. That's why so many people who are diabetic do so well on keto style diets, very low carb diets, eating healthy fats. It doesn't have to mean forever, but it's like using it as a therapy to help your body back out when you're in a state of carbohydrate intolerance. So healthy fats, protein, fiber if you're eating carbs, and to help slow that blood sugar absorption. And then a third thing you can do is movement. Building muscle is going to help so much to be able to process, maybe when you eat that sugar, eat those carbs, that they have somewhere to go to be processed, because there's limited space in our body. This sugar can go into pretty much one of four places: our brain, our muscles, our liver, and our fat cells. So everything that is not being able to go to brain, liver, muscles, which is limited storage, is going to be fat. Sugar is being stored as fat. And when there's a lot of excess sugar, our body gets in this storage mode where it's just storing everything as fat and unable to burn it for energy. So we want to reverse that. We want you to be able to burn fat, and you can help with that to be able to create more storage with building muscle, having these energy stores being able to be burned. And also things like to regulate your blood sugar would be like postprandial walks, so after meals, going on walks to help regulate. There's studies that show such a significant difference in this. And the other thing I wanted to mention is getting a glucose monitor. So there's a brand I've used, it's called NutriSense, and this is so awesome. It's real-time data, so you put on a glucose monitor for a couple weeks, and you can watch how certain foods directly impact your blood sugar. And there may be certain things that you're unaware that are affecting blood sugar, things that may not have sugar in them, but are spiking you. I mean, for many people, it's things like grains, bread, pasta, even like whole grains. It may sound healthy, but for a lot of people, it's just like jacking up their blood sugar. Oatmeal, oat milk, things like that can be really surprising. So to just really pay attention to see how your data is, it's so eye-opening. And there's it's an awesome company, NutriSense, to highly recommend. I have a podcast episode with one of the creators of NutriSense. It's on the Don't Eat Your Feelings podcast, and she talks all about how you to go about regulating your blood sugar. So I'll leave it there. I hope this is helpful. Number one thing is just to pay attention, just to start as much as you can, focus on adding in more real food. And when I say real food, I mean meat, vegetables, whole fruit, nuts, seeds, whatever you tolerate listen to yourself, but to think about like what did our ancestors used to eat, and try to drive more of that as much as you can, and check your labels, be mindful, and remember to do this out of a place of love for your body. It can be really easy to make change out of like self-loathing or to just be in a place like frustration. But we can change the script. I mean, that's how I used to be, and it made such a difference when I could come from a place of really compassion for my body. Like, I love you, body. I don't want to put poison in you. I don't want you to feel like garbage, like taking care of myself as if I am like a little baby, or my body's like a puppy. Like, I don't want to hurt you. And to really have that, like every bite you take is a form of self-love, self-worth. And you are worth it. You are worth eating good food. You're worth feeling good. And so many chronic illnesses are because of the foods that we're eating. So much mental health is because of the foods we're eating, mental health issues. And so just to notice, like I have so many people that come to me to lose weight, and the byproduct of that is like better mood, way more stable energy, and so much of a reduction in anxiety and depression. And it's because we're reducing inflammation and regulating blood sugar. And it's just like, it can feel so simple, but it makes such an impact on everything. So with that, I love you guys. If you need help, reach out. I am a coach. I coach one-on-one. Session with me at calendly.com/mindfulbelly, or check out my podcast, Don't Eat Your Feelings, and connect with me. You can connect with me on Instagram, or follow and like and subscribe to this channel. And let me know if you have questions. I'm here for you.